All right, let's get into it because someone needs to say it. Performance marketing in B2B is a myth. Not the tactic. Sure, you can drive some pipeline with retargeting, with paid search, LinkedIn lead forms, sometimes. But the belief that you can just wait until your buyers are in market, drop some perfectly timed ads, and win your deals, it may have worked at one point 10, 15 years ago, but now it's fantasy. And the data proves it. So today I'm going to walk you through why this idea of performance marketing is completely outdated, how today's buyers actually are choosing vendors, and what the brands who win are doing differently. Spoiler, it has almost nothing to do with clicks, intent data, or SDRs jumping on the same hot lead as 100 other reps. So let's start with the hard numbers. According to Forrester's 2024 B2B Buyers Journey Survey, 41% of buyers had a single vendor in mind when they began their purchase process, and 92% had already built a shortlist. That means that when a buying decision finally happens, the decision isn't being made, it's being confirmed. By the time they're clicking your ad, downloading your guide, or showing up in your intent platform, it's already over. This is exactly what Gartner has echoed across multiple reports. Mid-size and enterprise tech buyers are not making decisions in the moment. They're reconfirming decisions made months ago based on brand familiarity, category leadership, and previous exposure. So let's talk about this so-called performance marketing. Most B2B orgs define this as focusing on in-market buyers, optimizing for last touch conversions, targeting based on high intent signals, and prioritizing measurable ROI in 30, 60, 90-day windows. But here's the problem we're all seeing. Everyone is targeting the same exact signals. Every time Bombora, G2, 6sense flashes an intent surge, what's going to happen? Thousands of reps are swarming the same accounts. They call, they email, they pitch. And what happens? Nothing. Because that buyer, they already know who they trust. They already decided who they're going to talk to and who they're not going to. So it doesn't influence preference. Performance marketing waits until the buyer says, I'm ready. But by then, you're already lost it if they don't know your brand. Performance doesn't create familiarity, it capitalizes on it. The third problem with performance marketing, it only works if you're already on that short list. And the kicker, the brands who benefit the most from performance marketing are the ones who've been doing long-term brand building and early stage education all along. You can't skip the awareness stage and expect the buyer to pick you when it counts. It just doesn't work that way. So here's what actually works and what the best brands are doing. They're investing in being known before that need arises. They're publishing educational content, they're building category authority, and they're showing up in the places that their ICP already trusts. That could be newsletters they've opted into, research portals they frequent, industry blogs they're familiar with, podcast guest spots that they never miss, and even more than ever, AI summaries in tools like ChatGPT. This is no longer about chasing active demand. It's about owning attention long before that intent appears. So let me give you a simple framework. When the need arises, the buyer recalls a brand that they already trust. That brand gets invited in, no matter what their ad says. The others fight over the scraps if they even get a shot at all. This is what we call being remembered at the moment of need. And you can't buy that with any retargeting. So let's talk about what's happening inside your ICP's email inboxes right now. They're getting 15, 20, 30 of the same emails from the same vendors watching the same intent dashboard. Same subject lines, same cadences, same cheap personalized copy, and the same boring call to actions. Everyone's working from the exact same data. And that's what happens. Intent signals, ad targeting, cold outbound triggers, they're all being run from the exact same data. We've hit total saturation. It's a fact that mid-size and enterprise SaaS brands have reached 100% adoption for intent signals. They're all using the exact same ones. And in all that unbelievable chaotic noise, you know what's actually cutting through? Familiarity, not urgency, not personalization, just, oh, I've heard of them. I know those guys. I've seen them on X. I've seen them on LinkedIn. They're solid. This is why the brands that win aren't reacting, they're resonating. They're known before that SDR ever hits send. They've shown up 3, 4, 5 times already. And when the buyer decides to talk to someone, they're already on the shortlist. So, how do you become the brand that's remembered, the brand that makes it to that short list? This is where content syndication becomes a force multiplier. At LeadSpot, we work with clients to distribute their content across trusted, authoritative, respected third party sites, the exact places that their buyers already go to educate themselves way before they're thinking about making a purchase. We're talking about research portals, industry specific blogs, partner newsletters, niche publications, and AI readable formats that get picked up in ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Gemini. It's not about generating more and more MQLs. It's about being seen where the shortlist is being written. And you can't afford to wait until someone fills out a form anymore. You have to earn that visibility in advance across the entire buyer ecosystem. And if you do it right, you're not just generating leads, but you're influencing the deal before it even starts. Because here's the truth: performance marketing has its place, but it's in the last mile, not in the beginning of the race. Brand preference starts months before a deal is ever forecasted, and the vendors who win are the ones who've already shaped perception, delivered value, and earned that trust long before the first outbound call. You don't need more clicks. You need to become the name they already know when the need appears. That's not performance, it's positioning. And if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to stop chasing intent and start shaping it, that's exactly what we help with at LeadSpot. Come over, visit www.lead-spot.net. Learn how we're helping B2B brands show up today where it matters, early, often, and with real authority. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.